And welcome to the first. It's the Flyers home opener. This is Flyers hockey brought to you by MST. We're going to have a quick intermission for the Zamboni to a flood, and we will have some player introductions when we get back on the ice. Game was a bit delayed. We were having trouble finding refs, but we should be all ready to go in about 10 minutes time. And here we go. After all the introductions, we are ready to go. Starting goalies for both teams. In net for the Flyers is number 29, Xavier Powers. And in net for the Rangers is number 33, Sterling Baskin. And here we go. We're finally set for puck drop. Xavier Powers in net for the Flyers. He started in the first game where they suffered a 3-2 loss to the Ferriton Caps, where he played well, but ultimately losing in a 3-2 game. But in net for the Rangers is Baskin. Last year, with 18 games, record was 9 wins, 8 losses, and a tie with the U13 AAA Southern Riptide. The starting lineup for the Rangers. They got Dax Lewis on defense. They got Dax Lewis on defense, Carter Bezo on defense. And forwards, they got Connor Alabi, Carson O'Toole. Looking like it's Marshall Smith. The starting lineup for the Flyers, they got Miguel Duplessis, Sam Nolan, and Dylan Dalal. They're the first line forwards. And on defense, it's Alex Leger and Mateo Roy, the captain. We finally got 3 refs, enough to start a game. We got 4 refs, even better. Rangers bench already starting to get into it. Both benches getting into it as the Flyers are about to drop the puck on the home opener here at the Uniplex. And here we go, and never mind. In the face-off dot, failing the first time, it's Marshall Smith and Sam Dalal, or Sam Nolan rather. Both are in the top 3 scorers of their team. Here, let's try that again. Face-off's taken by the Flyers. It's sent over to the blue line. Dejal in the corner, stops, thinks, sends it back. That's going to be taken up by Dalal. A clear attempt. Duplessis, he's going to go rush up against Bezo. Bezo's going to end up winning the battle behind the net. Sent around over to O'Toole. O'Toole trying to clear it to Smith, and he runs into the linesman. Over to the other side, over for Bezo. Bezo's going to dump it in. It's going to go into the left corner. That's taken up by Arbo. Down in the corner, Smith, he's pinned up by Nolan. Roy in there to help him. The captain, Mateo Roa, takes it out. A clearing pass up to Nolan. Nolan through center ice. Pass over to Duplessis is deflected. He ends up getting it back. Pass back to Nolan. Still in center ice before it's almost sent right into the linesman's head and down the ice. Puck loose out in front. Rodier had a chance on his back and ended up turning around. Now in the corner, Rodier. Around the net. Pass back up to the point for Alain. Alain, he makes a move by Throop. Alain still continuing down, makes his way past multiple defensemen before he's upended by Kosoboom. Puck still in the corner. Stevens, he's going to pin Rodier up. In the corner, clearing a pass attempt, and Cole sent it back towards his own net before it's finally flipped out over to Throop. Alain, into the skates of Throop. It ends out in the middle. That one over for McFadden. McFadden makes a move, still has it. Needs to make a move to get around McKinnon, and he's picked off. Sent back up. Good. That's back. Over to the Dieppe defenseman. And that's to be cleared in by Baskin. Behind the net, it's almost turned over. But Kitch ends up making his way to the corner. Some hard hits happening in the corner before it's taken out by Robinson. Robinson makes his way around one. Is he going to have a shot? He's going to poke check it, but it's saved and turned away by Baskin. Kitchen at the blue line. D to D over to Steves. Steves going to get tangled up, but it's going to be flipped out. Well, it looks like it was Mosher. Cleared back in. Baston's going to stop it. Greeley's going to come up and pick it up. It's sent along the boards. Over to Roy. Roy over to Lejeal. Lejeal pass to the middle. Out of the reach of Seri. It's going to go all the way back to Blacquier. Cleared back in by the Flyers. Sterling behind the net. He's going to leave that for McQuaid. Now it's turned over in the offense, though. Duplessis stops. Looks for a pass. Sees Roy at the left point. Shot just wide behind the net. Picked up by Nolan. Nolan in the left corner. Up to Roy. Roy stops. Back down to Nolan. Looks like they're running a power play. Nolan with the shot. A good glove save by Baskin. With the shot, Sam Nolan, he's one of the returnees from last year. He was third in points on the team last year as a first year on the Dieppe Flyers. He had 35 points in 22 games. That's 18 goals and 17 assists. And he came up clutch in the provincials, putting up 10 points in 6 provincial games. And during the break, it looks like Sutter McQuaid went to the box for the Rangers. So we have a Dieppe Flyers power play. Lejeal, Roy, down over Duplessis. And a missed pass out of the reach of Roy. And the Flyers have cleared it on themselves. Powers leaves it for Roy. Forechecking is Stevens. Stevens waits for Roy to make a move. Saucer pass just over the save of Lejeal. He's going to end up getting it. Getting past Greeley. Lejeal. Drop pass for Nolan. Nolan down over in the corner. Weaving away a Ranger. Gets over to the other corner. And he gets by Bizot. Lejeal. Roy. Down Duplessis. Back up to Roy. Roy waits. Back to Duplessis. Still waiting to get the first shot on the power play. Duplessis. No look pass to Lejeal. Beautiful move. Lejeal shoots. It's deflected, but ends up off the pad of Baskin. Back in the corner, it's Nolan. Up to Lejeal. There's Duplessis. Over to Nolan, who's going to deflect it, but not fully gain possession. Now it's sent over behind the net for Rodier. Duplessis. Passes up and deflected by Greeley. Flyers still have control of it. Just under a minute left on this power play. Still haven't gotten a shot on. There's Roy with a shot. It deflects the stick out of Stevens, out of his hand. McFadden. Weaves around Bizot. Keeps doing circles around the stickless Stevens. Lejeal. Over the other side. There's a shot from Jaye. Rebound. Still loose. And looks like Nolan went up against the post. Or rather, that's Paulin. He hits the post with his body. Puck still went wide. McFadden over in the left face-off dot. McFadden still waits. Circles around. McFadden up to the blue line. Alain. He's going to pass that. Or Desjai was going to make his way down. McQuaid's now out of the box. Still gathered by Jaya. Jaya, his shot deflected over by Bezo and into the corner. A miscommunication ends up with the puck outside of the zone. McFadden. A good play by Greeley to stop. Paulin. He makes a nice move around Smith and then proceeds to dump it in. Still 0-0, 14 and a half left to go in this first period. Very few whistles so far. Alain. He's almost hit by Greeley before it's sent out of the zone. Stevens. There's a big hit along the boards. That one's by O'Toole. The big 5'10", 14-year-old. Doesn't look to be afraid to throw the body around. Now an offensive turnover and a pass from Dufour that's just out of the reach of about 3 Flyers. Ends up all the way down the ice. Now a nice move by Declan Steves behind the net. Pass up into the skates and legs of Dufour. Robinson intercepts the saucer pass and it's cleared back in over from McKinnon. Max McKinnon, he's going to be shoved off, but not before backhanding it over to the other corner. The Rangers try to sketch up a breakout, and it ends up out, but not before it gets to the stick of a Flyer defense. Still at the blue line. That one's carried in by a lobby. A shot, glove save by Powers. That's going to be the Rangers' first shot of the game. Got about 13 and a half minutes left to go in this first period. Very few shots. They're about 2-1 for the Flyers. A good break-in play by a lobby to weave his way around one, get a shot off, except no rebound given by Powers. Roy circles behind his net. He's forechecked on by Muffet. Pass over to Dada. Ends up back with Roy. The pass just out of the reach of Sari, and that'll look like it'll go for icing. The last Flyers game, the last time they played these two teams, was about 2 weeks ago, and it saw the Flyers taking it by a high scoring of 7-4 at Lord Beaverbrook Arena. Now Nolan tries to cut, he's ended up poked off the puck. Mosher, pass, could be a potential rush for Baskin. He's upended by Lejeune. Baskin still with it. Reed Baskin with a good play. He ends up getting it in the Flyers zone. Flyers, as of right now, still struggling to get it out. Sari backhander, stopped at the blue line. There's a shot, saved away by Powers and kicked away into the corner. Roy now regathers behind his net, looks for some options, but he's going to flipping it out. Caught and almost kept in by Lewis, but Sari's going to get in, cleared in. Picked up by Bezo, cross ice, deflected off of his stick, and ends up with the Flyer defense. Saucer pass in the middle, Lewis. In the neutral zone, pass. That one's intercepted by McFadden. McFadden shoots, saved, and gives a little couple pokes to the goaltender after the whistle. Not going to be appreciated. McFadden, one of limited returnees from last year's team. He seemed impressive in his first year, racking up 30 points in 33 games. Although not much of a goal scorer, 9 goals and 21 assists. And he was 7th on the team last year, behind Nolan. Rodier in the drop against Smith. And linesman had enough of Smith, and he's going to bring in O'Toole. Puck won by the Flyers. Alain. Sent down behind the net, Rodier. McKinnon ends up to it first. Jaya is going to go down and pinch, but it's taken out by the Southern Rangers. Alain. He's going to backskate and have a little dangle before pinching his way through the middle. Alain trying to make his way up around Boom. There's a shot, rebound, still loose in the blue paint. And eventually covered by Sterling Baskin. Face off again to Baskin's left. Kitchen with a strong pass over to Steves, who barely keeps it in. Back down to Jackson Steves. He's hit. Then it's up and cleared out by McQuaid. Stopping and almost getting plowed was O'Toole. It keeps his ground. Smith, he's going to work his way into a couple of defensemen. But the puck will end up getting to Powers first. Getting close to midway through this first so far. Doesn't look like it's going to be too high scoring in the last game of the Flyers. 7-4 against these same Rangers. Face off, Blacquiao. A shot deflected and blocked by Dadal. Puck's loose on the blue paint. It's poked at by Marshall Smith. And covered. The Flyers' next game after this, that will go tomorrow. Not a home game. They will travel a long road trip over to the fourplex. 1:15 puck drop. That's tomorrow against the Hawks. We'll have a quick look around the league. Last night, the Hawks took down the Caps 5-1. And the one other live game right now sees the Northern Rivermen up 1-0 on the Central Attack at the end of the first. Goal scored by Alexis Chassin. The Flyers come back the other way. Puck ends up in the neutral zone, and that's going to be a trip going against the Flyers on Marshall Smith. So Sackville's going to get their first power play. Another Ranger goes flying, and it looks like there's only going to be one penalty. So it'll be the first Ranger power play. And the culprit looks to be Noah Seri. One of the very limited 2011s on this team. So we're going to have a Rangers power play, 2 minutes at 10:56. Puck is dropped. A good tie-up. Smith tried to get that back to Kosoboom and wasn't prepared for it. So we go all the way down the ice. Now taken by Bezo. Bezo's going to stop. Going to wait and reconsider his options. Bezo, pass up the left wing to Smith. That pass went right to Nolan. He's going to make a couple moves, make his way around Kosoboom, and a shot. So that one is end up blocking by Bezo. Kosoboom up the left side. An attempted drop pass over for Bezo. Taken by Nolan. Nolan, what a move in the toe drag. And it's stopped by Baskin. So far, the power play isn't looking strong for the Rangers. Special teams for Flyers already look impeccable, looking better shorthanded than they are on the power play. McFadden goes into the circle against Stevens. A good face-off win by Stevens. Lewis, pass over to Kosoboom. Back to Lewis. Lewis, breakout pass, up. Another pass back to the other side, over for Cole. It's rushed in by McKinnon. Over for Powers, who's behind his net. Didn't panic or take too long with the puck. Kept back in by Baskin. And now it's Jaya coming the other way. Jaya one-on-one through the skates of defenseman Dax Lewis. And a great defending play from Lewis there, which could have ended up in a shorty. Face-off going to the right of Sterling Baskin. Smith kicked out of the draw for the second time. Alabi will take his place. Going up against Robinson. Won by Alabi. Sent it over to the corner for Bezo. Bezo takes his time before trying to get it up to Alabi. Now to Smith. Smith has O'Toole with him. Smith cutting, trying to center it. Looked like the net may have came off. And refs do notice it. Still just over 30 seconds left to go on the power play. A good rush by Smith. Tried to center over to O'Toole. Ended up slipping off his stick and crashed into the net a little bit, enough to take it off its bearings. Casa boom. Down to Smith, and the skates of Smith are taken by Jaye, and he'll clear it. Sterling stops it behind his net. Dufour, he had a foot race up against B-zone, almost won. Robinson, it's kicking around in between skates, ends up with Bezo. Cross ice pass right to the tape of O'Toole. O'Toole working his way on the right side before he's lit up by Robinson. That's one way to get the momentum up. Power play's now done. We play 5-on-5. Casaboom. The puck ends up over to Kitchen. Wyatt Kitchen is going to clear it in. He's going to get hit by O'Toole. Now behind the net. Puck's on nobody's stick. It's cleared out finally by a lobby. And have a whistle looking like it's going to be offside. So already starting the physicality is Nolan Robinson, one of the tallest, if not the tallest on the ice. He's 5'11" as a 14-year-old. Still significantly taller than me. Nolan. Cross ice pass. Roy. He's going to shoot it. It's going to go off the bar and out of play. Flyers still lead in shots. We got 8 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the first frame. Still stuck at all goose eggs. Apart from the shots where the Flyers lead 7-4. A tie-up. Multiple players going down. It's taken by Paulin. Paulin was behind the net. Only had about one arm free. Then to Legal. Legal's going to send it back into the zone. We're picked up by Blackia. Sent up. Roy's going to keep it in through the skates of a Ranger. Rodier works his way in before he's hit up into the boards by Baskin. What a play. McFadden shot right off the crossbar. Paulin. Send it down before it's picked up by McQuaid. McQuaid, Blackia trying to give it more momentum, get it out of the zone. But that's ultimately stopped by Roy. Puck battles. That's featuring Roy and Baskin. Roy, a shot deflected by Paulin. And it's sticked away by Sterling. Puck in the middle. Roy's going to come up with a big blast. Looked like Baskin didn't see it for a second. Luckily, hit a body and went wide. Legal's going to shoot it. That one's blocked by Baskin. Baskin loses the stick. Must go to the bench. Pass through the slot. Nobody there to bury it home. Alain makes a nifty dangle over and around Muffet. He's upended by Blackia. Jaya's going to overskate the puck. Robinson's going to keep it in. Good glove down by McQuaid. Robinson in, shoots, blocker save. Now Robinson's going to be reversed by McQuaid. Big collision back behind the net. Steves, he's hit, puck gets up into the middle. A shot saved by Baskin. Good sit. Looking like that's Dufour, who tried to pound her home. It was stopped by Baskin. Nolan Robinson, one of the other very limited returnees. He notched 11 points in 31 games last year with these same Dieppe Flyers, 5 goals and 6 assists. And he already has 2 goals coming in the season. Both of them were against these Rangers in the second period in the last game they played. Passes tipped. It's barely kept in by Jaye. And there's another big hit by Duplessis, but he's going to get called for that. Going to be a hit on McKinnon, and it's going to be another Ranger power play. Looking like it's going to go for interference. Just mistimed it by a fraction of a second. A little later, and that is not called, but just got to him too early. So assistant captain Miguel Duplessis to the box, and that's 2 minutes for interference at 5:59. Face off, taken by the Rangers. A lobby, back for Casaboom, down for Smith. Marshall Smith, back Casaboom, shoots, deflected, save, and the rebound is sent out into the corner over for Bizo. Bizo makes an attempt to move. It's now down in the corner. A lobby behind the net. See Smith up high at the hash marks before sending it over to Bizo. Bizo's going to shoot it high and wide. Back to Smith. Puck's going to go back from Casaboom to Smith. He's going to shoot it, and nobody in front screening. That's going to be saved 11 times out of 10 by Powers in his glove. It's going to be another face-off to Powers left. Face-off taken by Roy. Attempted clearance blocked by Casaboom. Still keeps it in the zone before he's shoved up by Rodier. And this could be an odd man rush for the Flyers. It's a foot race between Smith and Rodier. It's ended up a tie. Puck's in the corner. Rodier's cross-checked off the puck. Sent around for Bizo. Breakout attempt to lobby. Gonna still have it before he's upended and hit by Roy. Lijal, he's going to clear it down to kill the penalty. Now just under 5 minutes left to go in this first period. We're still scoreless. Bizo. That's a pass up intended for O'Toole, but Roy was closely defended on him. Bizo. He makes his way around Paulin. Now trying to get around Lijal. A drop pass and no one was there, so it's Paulin who'll get the chance to clear it down the ice. Sterling puts it over for McKinnon. McKinnon, pass to the middle for Lewis. Lewis, who leads the rush, clears it in past Jaye. Now it's taken by Cole at the line. Cole's trying to backhand that. He ends up getting it over to Baskin. Still loose, where it's taken up by the Flyers and cleared all the way down. Duplessis now out of the box, so we play some 5-on-5. Robinson is behind the net and now about in the left corner. Multiple hits before it's taken up by Reed Baskin. And it's going to be cleared out by Will Cole. Ended up to Alain. Alain, no look between the legs, backhand pass. Ends up in the middle before multiple bodies go flying. Jaye, pass failure attempt McFadden. Now gets that one over to Dufour, clears it in. Blackout fighting behind the net. He pins someone up, maybe a little too long, and Blackout is going to get called for it. McFadden over to Dufour. Dufour up for Kitchen on the left point. He's going to shoot it nice and high. Deflected. McFadden's going to try to get it in right next to Sterling, hugging the post. But we're going to have another Flyer power play. And it's going to be Aiden Blackout going to the box. 2 minutes for holding. Or more specifically, holding the stick. Him not looking too pleased with the call. 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Flyers power play. Won by McFadden. Kitchen. Cross ice pass. There's going to be a shot deflected just wide of Sterling. McFadden. Not going to go back into the point. Right to Steves. Another penalty coming up to the Flyers. Flyers going to empty their net. We're going to play a little 6-on-4. Pass up by Kitchen over to McFadden. McFadden leading the rush, cutting to the left side, leaves it for Nolan. Circles back and tries to get the power play set up. Kitchen, Nolan. Nolan skates down in the corner before sending it out in front. A cross-race pass attempted for Dufour. Steves down to McFadden. Back to Steves. Steves, D-to-D pass along the line for Kitchen. Down for McFadden. McFadden, there's a little circle before sending it over to Steves, who's going to shoot and save, still wide. Just over a minute left on the power play. Still an empty net, still a delayed penalty for the Flyers. Kitchen down for Nolan, who tries to send that over to front. McFadden's going to try to get a shot on it, but he's going to lose the puck, so we're going to have a little We're going to have a little power play, and it's Sutter McQuaid heading back to a familiar spot in the box. He's going to go for interference. 5-on-3 for 53 seconds. Nolan, he's going to go up in the draw against O'Toole. Face off, won by Nolan. Duplessis to Lejeal, looking like they're about to slow the play down. Lejeal over for Roy. Roy walks in, cross-streets pass to Duplessis, who hits the outside of the post.
Flyers have the puck behind their own net. Bringing it up into the offensive zone. Roy circles back, holds the puck, keeps possession, passes back to Duplessis, over to number 14, Nolan, over to the other D, back to Duplessis, shot on net, and goal by Duplessis.
Leo Duplessis, he's going to get the first goal of the year at the Uniplex. A cross-ice pass by, I believe it was Roy or Lejeal. Ends up right on the tape of Duplessis, and he's going to make no mistake firing that past the blocker of Baskin. So we're still going to have a minute and 20 left on the power play. So McQuaid is still going to have to stay in the box. A minute 20 left to go. Face-off taken by the Flyers. That out at center ice. Shot off a helmet. Looked like it could have been Nolan. That's taken up by Bizo. Ends up clearing it, and that'll make it go past Jaya. They get 1-0 Flyers, less than a minute left to play. 51 seconds left on the power play, so they will have a little bit of extra time going into the second period if no goal is scored. Face-off taken by the Rangers. Bizo cleared it in, and it's going to hit the netting. So we're going to have another stoppage of play, and not... Face-off taken by McFadden. A pass over to the right wing. It's taken up Steves. Steves now in the corner. He's going to be hit by Bizo. Robinson in the corner stops, fakes to Rodier. The shot is just wide of the right post. Robinson sees Kitchen. Kitchen fired, deflected by Rodier. A nice glove save by Baskin. Now less than 10 seconds left to go. Powers, a shot almost sent into their own net. The clearing attempt blocked by Kitchen and almost deflected, and that would have been the most unfortunate bounce, and Marshall's going to try to shoot after the buzzer, and that ends the first. Score: Flyers 1, Rangers 0. Second puck drop for second period. We'll be back in about 10 minutes time. Stay tuned. Second period action. This is Flyers hockey on the Dieppe Flyers channel, brought to you by MST. I'm just saying, like, let's go. Flyers still on the power play for 2 seconds. Sutter McQuaid still in the box. So we'll have a 5-on-4 power play for 2 seconds. And we're back to the 5-on-5. Let's drop the period on. Let's drop the puck on the second period. Here we go. Faceoffs cleared in by Nolan. McQuaid now out of the box. Blacquiao. Pass intercepted by Duplessis. Nolan around the net. Nolan taking his time. Circles around before being poked off by Blacquiao. He finds Roy up at the blue line. Back down to Nolan. Cleared down off his backhand. McQuaid gonna. Every player down below gonna struggle to get a hold of it, or eventually sent out. It will get below the feet of Roy Legier. Roy handling the puck in his defensive zone. Up bank pass intended for Nolan, just out of his reach and cleared back in by the Rangers. Roy behind the net gathers. Slowing down a little bit, trying to slow down the play. It's deflected by Dadal, but will still go down for an icing. Face-off taken by the Rangers. Greeley tried to put it up to his own blue line. It ends up back down with the Flyers. Paulin, he's going to go up against Kosoboom. Kosoboom down to pinch. Ends up working out. He's currently battling a 1v3. McFadden wins the battle. Paulin pass. Sent it by Kosoboom. Blocked by Greeley, his own player. McFadden off the boards. Sent right back by Kosoboom. It's cleared in. Powers going to settle it down. Alain sets it to the corner. Paulin's going to be there, but so is Muffet. Paulin passing the skate to McFadden before he eventually catches it. Spring pass up ahead for Jaya. Jaya coming down the shot. Good blocker save by Sterling. Puck now at the ringette line, up against the left boards. Both teams are going to battle for it. That's eventually taken up by the Flyers. That's a missed shot wide, left of the net. Muffet. He's going to get tangled up with it. Looks like it's Paulin. He went down, no penalty called. And then Paulin's going to try to hit Muffet, and he's going to stay to his feet. Paulin's going to be the one that falls. Flyers do eventually get it. Pass deflected off the stick of Reed Baskin. Goes to Robinson. Robinson pass up. That one intended for Jackson Steves, and it goes down the ice for icing. 17:38 left in the period. Score currently stands Flyers 1, Rangers no score. So that first goal for the Flyers, it's going to be scored on the power play. Duplessis from Nolan on the power play. With a little bit left in the first. Steves pass up in the skates of Robinson. Bezo send it along the left boards. Now in between the stick of Steves and Bezo. Ends up in the middle. Potential shot coming for Steves. From behind the net. Cleared out by the Rangers. Flipped out in the skates of Steves. He's shoved off. Here's Bezo with a shot deflected off the stick of McFadden. And up into the netting. An update around the league. The Rivermen are up 2-0 on the Central attack. After 2, it's Josh Stewart getting the next goal. 2-0 Rivermen, end of 2 against the attack. Nejal cleared it out, deflected by McQuaid. Duplessis had a hard time getting on his stick. Alibi to center. He eventually regathers off the stick of Nejal, works his way in, but he's offside. Getting a bit too chubby was O'Toole. So face-off going to be in the near face-off dot. Face-off taken by the South. Pass sent. Nejal intercepts it and flips it over. That one's going to be taken up by Muffet. It's cleared back out. Potential foot race. Smith against Roy, 228. Roy's going to go for the hit. Roy's still with it. Behind the net. A good saucer pass right to the tape of Duplessis. Tape-to-tape connection before sending that over. Nolan. What a goal. A cross crease over to Dadao. It's 2-0 Flyers. It all starts with the beautiful saucer pass from Roy to the tape of Duplessis. He works his way in, passes it to Nolan, who sends it back door to Dada on his backhand and makes no mistake putting it home. A cross-ice pass from the tape of Kosoboom. Reed Baskin ended up losing an edge. Taken by Kosoboom. Kosoboom in the corner. That's a great tape-to-tape pass to Muffet, who clears it in. First on it is Jaya. There's a shot from Smith. Now he's going to get pinned up against the boards. Flyers deep, but still with it. McFadden over to Steves. It's Declan Steves. He's going to weave his way around a Ranger before eventually attempting to clear it out. Still kept in at the line by Kosoboom. It's taken out by Alain. The offensive defenseman works his way in. Stops. A good clear from McKinnon. Pass up over for Baskin. Baskin hit off the board. Was tracking towards the center paint. Jaya, a stretch pass attempt up for Robinson. He's not going to get a tape on it, so that is down the ice. So to recap, second Flyers goal scored by Dial from Nolan and Duplessis. Nolan and Duplessis both with 2 points each. Nolan, he's got 2 apples so far. Duplessis has the first goal and the assist here. Cleared all the way down. Flyers going to get charged with another icing. 14:40 to go. Faceoff is going to see Stevens go up against Robinson. Robinson going to take Stevens down. Looking like his step got up a bit high. Cross-ice pass, Dufour. Dufour off the boards, taken by Robinson. Robinson's going to fall and then get in a shoving match. Not going after the puck, Robinson. Struggling to get it. It's flipped out. mishandling it a little bit as Cole could have had a chance with it. And delayed icing. No, one linesman says otherwise. Taken by Throop. Pass up over O'Toole. Works his way in. Legel's going to take a tumble, but it's going to be covered by Powers. Shots approximately 16-7 for the Flyers. And score, Dieppe to the south, no score. Now, Coach Alex Armworthy gonna have a chat with the official, uncertain about what exactly. Looks like we're ready for the face-off. Going in is Nolan. He's going up against Smith. The two first lines are out. Smith wins the draw. Allaby. McQuaid shot, glove save, and going to the net was O'Toole before he's shoved away by 3 Flyers. Now behind the net, Legel going to battle with O'Toole. Before it sends out Dalal, back Legel. Over to Wall. Wall being pressured by Allaby. Sent Duplessis. Flip out did not go as intended. Puck is up in the skates of Roy. Multiple Rangers digging for it. O'Toole finally finds the loose puck, and it's put right back in some feet. Sent Nolan. Taken by Allaby. Allaby going to try to split the D. Now it's puck still in the feet. And a big hit up intended by O'Toole. Duplessis 2-on-1 to Nolan. Back in. He scores. Sam Nolan and Duplessis linking up once more on a 2-on-1. Going to be 3-0 Flyers. It's going to be Nolan from Duplessis. And whoever gave him the pass. The first line seeming dangerous so far for the Flyers. This puck to be quickly cleared in by Greeley. Getting into the corner is Alain. Jaillet. Pass up to Paulin. Sent off the boards. Greeley. And that is going to be it. It's Nolan from Duplessis. No secondary assist given. Puck attempted clear in. Blocked by Alain. Alain going to lead the rush once more. Going to cut back. Almost lose the puck. He's battling with Jacob Greeley. Reinforcements coming for both teams. Before Paulin finally got a stick on it and cleared it in, but it's taken up by Kosoboom. Kosoboom working his way up. He's taken down. No ref's arms go up in the air. Flipped up. Right over Kosoboom. Flipped back over him. Now in the middle, it's going to be Muffet getting a glove up high. Kosoboom. DDD pass to Lewis. Lewis is going to look over in the middle for Mosher, who is just getting off the bench and could have had a clear-cut breakaway, but the good defense by Steves breaks that up. Pass up, deflected off the stick of Throop. Throop still with it. Over to Bezo. Bezo off the boards. And it goes through the stick of a Flyer. Cole, he's in with Throop. Pass, never mind. Didn't pass, he scored. Cameron. It's Will Cole. He's going to go top corner. And the Rangers get one back. A great play from Will Cole, catching the pass off the boards from his defense. Lewis going end to end practically and firing it past Powers. It's 3-1. Rangers might gain some momentum from this. Roy bumps his man off the puck. Taken up by Robinson. He's battling with Cole. Now down behind the net, it's Cole that ends up getting in the corner. Pass up just out of the reach of every player. Ends up in the neutral zone with Roy. Off multiple sticks, it's Cole. Almost with another similar rush again. He's going to forecheck after Roy. Pass over to Lejeune. To the middle, it's over to Robinson. Taken down. Puck rattling around. It's taken by Steves. Steves pinned up in the corner by Stevens. Now it's taken out by the Rangers. Looks like it's Bezo leading the rush before he is upended by Roy. Taken by Allaby. Allaby around the net. He's quickly taken down by Robinson, and it looks like Robinson is going to get a penalty for holding. So it's going to be a power play for the South at 10:24 of the period. Gonna bring first line brought out by the Rangers. Attempted to clear it off the linesman. Ends it with Bezo. Pass over for Kosoboom. Down for Smith. Kosoboom. Smith. Down for Allaby. Allaby back up. Kosoboom shooting. Deflecting. Bunch of rebounds, and it's smothered by Powers. Oh, it's 3-1 Flyers. Midway through the second period. Smith this time not winning the draw. And then back the other way off his backhand. Looking like it's about to be a clear. That's for Jaya, and he does get it out to the neutral zone. Bezo. Over to Kosoboom. Waits. Drop pass. Bezo does a little flip over for O'Toole. Loose puck. Brought up by Bezo. Allaby's calling for the pass. He gets it right on his backhand. Shoots. Deflected. Smith scores! Marshall Smith finds the loose puck on his backhand and doesn't even lift it off the ice and puts it down in the bottom shelf, making it 3-2. So it's going to be Smith from Allaby and Bezo. 9:37 on the power play. Steves sent on the boards for Sari. He's going to be shoved off by McKinnon. McFadden. He gets his man. Flipped out. But almost kept in by Steves. Sari's going to stop and turn around. And it's going to be McQuaid. He's going to stop. Pass. That one over for Throop. He's hit, but here comes Cole. Cole on a one-on-one before every Flyer player comes back. Loose puck. Swept away by Steves. Kept in by McQuaid. The Flyers will end up battling for it. Chipped in. Cole looking to center it. The pass over for Throop, but he was tied up. Throop now behind the net. He gets hit into the boards. Looking like he fell a bit awkwardly, but got up immediately. Sari. He's going to be hit and almost taken down by McKinnon. McFadden sent around, kept in by Bezo. McFadden now for Rodier. Oh, flipped out, but caught. Now potential 2-on-1. Here's Sari, 1-on-1 with McKinnon. And Sari is promptly turned away by McKinnon. Now sent all the way down the ice by the Rangers. And this looks like it'll go for icing. 8-12. a big height advantage on that rush with the 5'7" Max McKinnon stopping the 5-foot Noah Sari. Sari, this is his first year, one of the only 2011s on the team. Last year played for the NB East Lynx of the U13 AAA. Roy, high flip, turned away by Baskin. Lewis, pass up Lejeune. Cross ice for Roy, banked off the boards, just out of the reach of Dufour. Will this go for icing? No, it'll be Bizot sending it around, caught by Lejeune at the blue line. Intercepted, and it's Greeley sending it down in the zone. Lejeune. Went behind the net, sending that off for Roy. Taken at the blue line, kept in by Lewis. That one's just out of the reach of Mosher. Mosher and Greeley almost pinned up Roy. And it's just taken out, but in the possession of the Rangers. They delayed offside. Roy, who's behind the net. Waits, looks for options before sending a light dish off to Dufour. Sent in Robinson. He's going to shoot and look for the top corner and just miss wide. Jaez is going to rush off quickly off the bench and keep it in. Could have been too many men for the Flyers. Here comes Smith. Smith has to cut in quickly, but no one stops him from doing that. Alabi, cross-ice pass. It's intercepted by Dalal. Dalal could be a potential breakaway. Dalal in alone to his backhand. He scores! Falls into the boards to celebrate. And the Flyers get one back on a impeccable play from Dalal to not only intercept the D-to-D pass, but to go all the way and make it 4-2 Flyers. That's going to be Dalal's second of the game. And he scores a very important goal to kill what could have been a Rangers comeback. Rangers come back in. It's cleared in by O'Toole. Attempted clear out. Stopped by McKinnon. McKinnon with the shot. An attempted deflection by Alabi. Sent back to the blue line. Or there's a shot deflected. Smith scores. And the Rangers respond with one of their own. What looked like an innocent shot from the blue line from Kosoboom turned into a deflection from Smith, and that goes Bardowski. Shot looking like it was going way wide, and Smith with the perfect deflection brings it back into the top corner, and it's 4-3 now for the Flyers. And that's Smith's second of the game. The puck battled for it in the Flyer zone before it's taken up by Cole. Cole, the other goal scorer, will put it wide. Rebound. That one's taken up by Stevens. Stevens up battling. Multiple players pinned along the boards. Looks like it's Muffet in the middle of that. Referees need the puck to be moved. Steves sent around over from McFadden. Rodier sent pinned up against the boards by Cole. Cole ends up getting it, tries to center it out, but it's deflected off a bunch of sticks. Rodier now starting the rush. Lead pass up for Robinson, who's hit big, and we're going to have a Flyer power play coming up, and it's going to be a slash behind the play. And it's Will Cole going to the box. He's going off for interference, rather. But the Flyers are going back to the power play for 2 minutes. So it's number 14, Will Cole in the box. 2 minutes for interference at 5:16. Vijal waits, before cross-passing it. Back, one-touch pass and the back up for Roy. Roy going to pinch down low. McKinnon quickly pins him up against the boards in the corner by the Zamboni doors. McFadden stops, moves his way past Greeley. Now down below the net is Sari. Turns around to McFadden. McFadden, he's going to stop at the ringette line, wait before sending that up to Roy at the blue line. Back to McFadden, walking in, down to Sari, back over to McFadden, the attempted pass, and his stick was tied up. Roy circles around it in neutral zone. Pass up, Dufour, one-touch pass, and McFadden is almost double-teamed. Dufour brings it into the offensive zone. He's going to shoot a low shot, stick save, rebound. Sari's going to try to put it in before he's upended. Dufour tried to get that back up to Roy, but there was a lobby to meet him. Roy ends up getting it out of the big pile. Pass over, Lijau walking in before sending it to Nolan. Back to Roy. Roy back skating, looking for options. Tries to get that down to Sari. Gets back up to Roy. Mateo Roy. Sari, he stops for clearing it in. Intended target was Nolan, but it's Greeley who ends up picking it up. Nolan, so with some good forechecking, gets the puck back. Roy stops, back skates the line. Duplessis already has a couple points in this one, and another Ranger penalty on the way. And McQuaid back to the box, slashing his stick on the way there and giving her a toss. It's his third penalty of the game. .329 left to go. 10 seconds on a 5-on-3. Jaya. Cross ice pass. Steve shoots. That one's just wide. Jaya to Duplessis. There's a shot. It's deflected. And there was Cole coming out of the box. Nolan kept in. Down low. Pass to Duplessis off his skate. And cleared out promptly by Stevens. One and a minute and a half still to go. Flyers 5-on-4 power play. Alain tries to make his way around Baskin, and that rush didn't last long. Jaya pass up to Duplessis. Loses the puck. Baskin keeps it in. Might try for a shot, but tried to get a little too nifty with it, and is turn the puck over to the Flyers. Missed pass by Jaya over to Nolan. Nolan going to protect the puck. A nice move to get around through. Pass over. Toe drag attempt by Dadao. Here comes Nolan with the accidental drop pass. Nolan makes a move around one. Over. Kitchen. Alain. He's going to fire one right into the chest of Baskin. We've seen Xavier Alain could definitely be an offensive defenseman. He was with the Moncton Scorpions last year. He was second in points among defensemen, and he was fifth on his team. He scored a lot of goals, first in defenseman. He got 11 goals in 34 games last year. Kitchen stops, clears it down. Rodier lets it go by him. Paulin up at the blue line, tries to cut down, leaves that over for Kitchen. Down low, and now goes up for Steves. Steves, Rodier kicks it around behind the net. Not too much time left on this power play to go. Lakial, he's going to pin up Rodier. An efficient way of killing the penalty. Penalty is almost done. Now it is. And that's McQuaid coming out of the box. Puck just gets out of the zone. Rangers trying to clear it in, but it's taken over by Podin. Take it back by the Rangers and clear it in. A chance for them to get some changes. Kitchen off the boards for Steves. Steves turns around, sends it up to the blue line. Casaboom shot deflected on top of the net. Looked like it could have gone in, but went to the top of the net and stayed there. About a minute left in the period. It's 4-3 Flyers. A lot more offense this period. A combined 6 goals between the both teams. The Rangers sending out their first line to end this period. Smith, tied up by McFadden. Up the blue line, McKinnon, shot. A weird change-up looking shot. Puck is rolling. A lobby. The puck squirts out, ends up with the Flyers. Sari trying to make a move around Casaboom. Use his speed. And now is tied up. Just over 30 seconds to go. Refs pleading the players to move it. It ends up with the Rangers. A lobby. Saucer pass over for O'Toole. O'Toole trying to get by Lijal. A mission failed. It's pinned up. Smith almost had a stick on it. Cleared out. Not much left to go. Casaboom turns around, sends it along the boards, and this looks like it'll be pinned up and sent out. And that will be the period. Stick around for this second intermission. We will have some highlights of the first 2 periods. And after the first, our media team, we caught up with the first goal scorer, Miguel Duplessis, and had a couple questions for him. Make sure to stick around to see that, and we'll be back about 12 minutes for the third period.
So who are we here with today?
Miguel Duplessis.
Are you excited to be back on the ice for this season, and have you had a good summer?
Yeah, it's been a long summer with training 4 times a week, and now we started with the Flyers, so I'm pretty excited to go back on the ice.
Awesome. What accomplishments are you hoping to make this year on the team?
I'm pretty excited. I don't know, I have a couple. I'm not trying to think. I want to break a couple record of points this year for the season and just be a good teammate.
Awesome. What team do you look forward to playing against the most this year?
You know, our rivalry's always been the Moncton Hawks, so I love playing against them. A bunch of friends on the team. Yeah.
Love having some good rivalry. All right, thank you. That was Miguel, right?
Yeah.
Miguel Duplessis.
Thank you.
Yeah. with today?
Miguel Duplessis.
Are you excited to be back on the ice for this season, and have you had a good summer?
Yeah, it's been a long summer with training 4 times a week, and now we started with the Flyers, so I'm pretty excited to go back on the ice.
Awesome. What accomplishments are you hoping to make this year on the team?
I'm pretty excited. I don't know, I have a couple. I'm not trying to think. I want to break a couple record of points this year for the season and just be a good teammate.
Awesome. What team do you look forward to playing against the most this year?
Our rivalry's always been the Moncton Hawks, so I love playing against them. A bunch of friends on the team. Yeah.
Love having some good rivalry. All right, thank you. That was Miguel, right?
Yeah.
Miguel Duplessis.
Thank you.
Yep. So who are we here with today?
Miguel Duplessis.
Are you excited to be back on the ice for this season, and have you had a good summer?
Yeah, it's been a long summer with training 4 times a week, and now we started with the Flyers, so I'm pretty excited to go back on the ice.
Awesome. What accomplishments are you hoping to make this year on the team?
I'm pretty excited. I don't know, I have a couple. I'm not trying to think. I want to break a couple record of points this year for the season and just be a good teammate.
Awesome. What team do you look forward to playing against the most this year?
Our rivalry's always been the Moncton Hawks, so I love playing against them. A bunch of friends on the team. Yeah.
Love having some good rivalry. All right, thank you. That was Miguel, right?
Yeah.
Miguel Duplessis.
Thank you.
Yep.
A score of 4. And here we go, the both of the first lines. And here we go. Face off taken by O'Toole. O'Toole wishes his way in. That's a shot. Did not get all of it, however. It went wide. Jaye. Flip pass. Makes its way. Just was past Duplessis. It's cleared in. That one's going to be taken up by Casaboom. A backhand flip. O'Toole sent along the boards, and this might go for icing. No, linesman says otherwise. Picked up by Alain. Away around the net. Poked up by a lobby. Smith with the shot. Good save by Powers. Cleared in off what looked to have been the shoulders of Jaye. Good save by Powers. That's a whistle. (19-18). Left there on the final frame. The Flyers are up by a score of 1. Face-off taken by Lejeal. Over Roy. Sent along the board, but it's sent right back by Lewis. Roy. No look behind the back pass. That was over to Paulin, who clears it. Now breaking is McFadden. Almost getting by McKinnon. Rodier ends up taking the puck. Lejeal. Attempted pass back down to Rodier. Puck ends up behind the net. Paulin's going to be sent up against the board by Stevens. Roy. With time and space. Not much of it. Sent along the boards. Almost taken up by Throop. Puck just gets out of the zone. Now it's a Cole one-on-one against Lejeal. Lejeal ends up taking the puck. He's gonna do it all himself. Working his way in. Shot off the pad and sent into the left corner. Lejeal bodied up. Puck loose up in the corner. Shot along. Greenlee. Shot into the skates of Rodier. Tried to deflect it. Ended up in his skates before it's cleared up by Mosher. Almost an icing. It's taken by the Flyers. Lejeal. Breakout pass up. A beautifully well done breakout by the Flyers. And what a move from Robinson. Robinson works his way in. Tried to toe drag another around Blackial. And he said no. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Multiple players being pinned up. Steves. A pass that gets deflected just outside. Sent back in by Dufour. Linesman trying to get his point across. It's offside. Dufour keeping it in. Off the boards to Baskin. Baskin going to regroup in his own zone. Backhander over to Mosher. Steves ends up in the puck kitchen with a shot deflected off of Baskin and almost went in. A beautiful pad save from Baskin. Just kept in. Now it's being taken out by Mosher. Mosher leading the rush. Sticks were lifted, so no opportunity for a pass in the middle. Steves leaves it off for Duplessis. Duplessis, cross-ice pass. Nolan works his way in 1-on-2. Tries to cut around. There's a shot that looked like it had eyes for the top corner, but is promptly turned away. Jaye kept in. Nolan down to Seri. Seri tried to center that out. It went into the skates of a lobby. Alain, right point. Sent down. Nolan makes a nice move. Gets around Casaboom to the middle. Rebound from Seri. Another good stick save. Jaye. Alain. Back saves before sending it back into Duplessis. Duplessis stops. Makes a nifty move. Drops it off for Nolan. Nolan trying to make his way to the center, but he's defended by Alibi. Nolan still with it somehow behind the net. This time he's sent up into the boards by McKinnon. McKinnon gets it, banked off the boards. That goes right to Jaye. It's kept in by the Flyers. Number 12, that's Casaboom around the boards, passing to some skates. It's still kept in by the Flyers. Now it's finally be taken out. Could have been a potential rush. O'Toole tried to get in. Taken out finally and very quickly by the Flyers. Rangers try to go back in. Pass over to Lewis. Lewis cleared in. Power's going to take it himself behind the net. Leave it for Alain. So multiple players falling out of nowhere. Could have been an accidental collision. And a slash given by Jaye to Cole. And that is going to get called any day of the week. So we're going to have a Rangers power play coming early in this third period. Shots 26-13 in favor of the Flyers. Smith in to take the draw. Kosoboom. He gets the winning draw. Smith has time. Sends it over. Shot from Bezo. It's deflected wide. Alabi's tied up, so that puck ends up going to O'Toole. Back up to Bezo. Back down to O'Toole. O'Toole looks, sees Alabi. Tries to send it out to the middle to Marshall. And it's cleared back up to the defense. Kosoboom, it skates. It's loose. Now here might be a rush over for McFadden, but he's taken down. Flyers going to get some changes going. Raiders trying to go the other way. A nice toe drag by Steves. Steves working his way in. 1-on-3, and he still almost got a shot off. Back around the net. Sends the puck from Bezo. Saucer pass up to Alabi. Pass over to Bezo. He stops. And backhands it down. Alabi trying to find Marshall out in front, and it's sent all the way down the ice. Over halfway done this power play. Bezo. Pass up for Baskin. McKinnon regroups while being closely watched by Rodier. McKinnon now even more closely watched by Rodier as the puck skips over the stick of Cole and out to the neutral zone. Cole in. Works his way but gets deflected. Pass. Now up at the top of the zone. Left off for McKinnon. McQuaid to the shot, and it's blocked by the leg of Rodier and out in the corner, but it gets back up to McKinnon. A shot that's blocked, ends up right to McQuaid. McQuaid working his way in but getting tied up. Puck sent away but kept in by Baskin. Sent down past the chasing Stevens. Power play is over. We now play 5-on-5. Robinson up along the boards, kept in by McQuaid. They're going to give each other a couple of shots. Shot from McKinnon off the helmet of Powers. McKinnon. Pass over to the other side. In rushes Mosher with a shot. It's deflected up and way wide of the net. Cleared back in by McKinnon. Into the skates of Mosher. He stops and tries to evade the Flyers defenseman, looking like it's Steves. Now here comes Dufour the other way, trying to make him move around a couple. McKinnon being forechecked on by Dufour. McKinnon now making his way past Dadal before leaving it for Lewis. Greeley over to the other side. Attempted clear attempt by Bezo, but it ends up right on a Flyer tape. Ottawa showing off his agility and his shiftiness before clearing it all the way down. Picked up by Bezo. Bezo around, cleared up by Muffet, and kept into the zone by Lejeau, barely. Bezo. Puck cleared down and around. Pass in the middle, almost intercepted by Sari. It was just deflected. Now it goes to Lewis. Nolan takes it from him, looking like with ease. Nolan dumped in. Dadal trying to be kept up by Muffet. It stays in. Stick save. Rebound. Just out of the reach of Lewis. It's Sari. Now down. Over to Bezo. Muffet gets a chop at it. Could be a potential 2-on-1, but the speed from Nolan, he's going to get, looking like he's going to get back in time. Ties up a Ranger. Puck loose out in the slot. And a great play by Nolan on the back check. to stop a 2-on-1 block here. Sent off the boards to Dadal. Dadal cross ice. Roy with the shot. Good save off the helmet from Baskin. Could have been a costly turnover. Good play from Dadal to get it over to Roy. Duplessis shot. Tipped by McFadden. Ends up with Steves. Another deflection off the knob of the stick. Duplessis up for Roy. Roy going to fake the slap shot. And more of an aggressive pass intended for Duplessis. The Flyers now dominating in possession. McFadden up to the blue line. Steves looks cross ice for Roy. Roy walks it in, shoots. It's deflected off the leg of Paulin. Steve's going to keep it in the zone and gets it over the stick of Alabi. An amazing play. McFadden trying to keep it in, and it's eventually going to be cleared out and take a weird bounce, so it's not going to go all the way down. Saucer pass from Steves, intended for Paulin. Leaves it for Duplessis. McQuaid. He's now being pinned up against the boards. Puck's going to be pinned up as we reach the midway mark of the period. McQuaid, he went down for a bit. Flyers regain. There's a shot. Save, and the rebound was just missed by McFadden. Duplessis could have had a shot on it, but it skipped over his stick. Now going the other way is O'Toole. O'Toole works in, shoots into the chest of Powers. He's going to get an extra shot, and the Flyers are not going to like that. It was O'Toole and Throop on the potential rush. O'Toole decided to shoot it. Went right in the chest of Powers. He balled it a little bit, but was able to smother it quickly after. Pass up McKinnon. McKinnon, toe dry release, and it's deflected by Steves and wide. Clearing it from Alain. Deflected off the stick of Dufour. Ends up out of the zone. Robinson's going to be hit. Stevens now 1-on-2. McKinnon will get a stick on it and poke check it away from him. Dufour puts himself into the corner, cleared out. And we're going to have a penalty. Interference. And it looks like it's Cole going back to the box. So it's Will Cole, 2 minutes interference at 9:07. Face-off taken by the Rangers, cleared out by McQuaid and all the way down the ice. A good start to the penalty kill. Jaye, he's hit by Stevens. Almost turned it over, but the Flyers do manage to break out. Steves works his way in, tries to pass over to Jaye, bobbled by Baskin. Luckily, no Flyers camp in front of the net, and Bizot clears it all the way down. A nice, effective penalty kill. Alain picks it up. Only imagine he's going to rush it. Alain passes to Jaye. He's intercepted. Jaye is going to try to lay a hit on Greenlee and almost fall himself. Alain now cruising his way through center. Puck sent off the boards and will go for an icing at 8:11. Still 1:02 left to go on this power play. It's 4-3 Rangers. It's 4-3 Flyers, rather. Coming down to the final minutes of the game. And we appreciate we got 28 watching live. We appreciate the support for the Flyers. And we do have a final in the other game. The Northern Rivermen beat the Central Attack by a score of 4-2 from Lord Beaverbrook Arena. That is a final. In the other game happening right now, it is the Eastern Express and the Northwest Voyageur. There's a shot saved by Baskin, turned away. It's cleared. They have a little bit left in the second, and the Express are at 2, the Voyageurs are at 2. So 2 other games featuring New Brunswick and PEI teams. This is the only inter-New Brunswick match. Roy gathers in his own defensive zone. Penalty almost expired. He's going to wait. Mosher goes one way. Roy will go the other. Cole now out of the box, skating hard. Roy still with it. Flyers going to go for some changes. Roy being pinned up by McQuaid. Puck ends up next to Roy. Who's going to come out with it? Going to be Bezo. He's going to clear it around. Kept in by Steves. Paulin going to get the puck off of the McQuaid poke check. Paulin waits, tries to cut to the middle. His stick's being lifted. He's going to try to shoot, and Rodier almost got a stick on it. Would have been a sure goal. Flyers looking to get one more, get some insurance. It's cleared in by Alibi. Steves down in the corner. Steves flips it over to Muffet. Cleared but kept in by the Rangers. O'Toole turned around and looks for a pass, but he's stopped by Steves. Lewis poked back into O'Toole. O'Toole going to lead that for Alibi. Cleared up by McFadden. Lewis stops. Pass down to O'Toole. Shot. Stick save. McFadden. A good breakout pass over to Rodier. And he'll dump it in to get some changes going. Bezo making his way out of the zone. Loose puck will be taken by Alain. It hit O'Toole as he was going to the bench. It could have been called too many men. Lewis gets the puck back again after his clearing attempt. And that one taken out by McKinnon. Stopped by Elaine. Jaillet in the neutral zone. Accelerates up the left side. Now in the offensive zone. Clears it in. It's taken by Dufour. Cleared around for Throop. Back the other way. Jaillet, he's going to be the first to pinch. And sent it up back. Almost taken away by Cole. Now potential 2-on-1. Here's Stevens. Gets through with him. Stevens shoots that one wide of the goal. Sticks being lifted, but it's eventually going to be taken out. Now down to the final 5. Pass to the middle. Dufour tried to send it out in front. It's sticked away from Baskin behind the net. Dufour's going to battle. He's up with Throop. Steves put it back behind the net. Kosoboom with him. He's going to do a nice little nifty dangle. Trying to pass it up to O'Toole. Gets it back off a weird deflection off Roy. O'Toole's going to have a shot. Pad save. And Powers will take it. Flyers now clearing out Nolan. He's going to get by McQuaid. Now in has Dudal. Sees him. Shoots. Saved by Baskin. Nolan back up for Roy. Roy D to D over for Lejal. This great defensive pairing now trying to get something going. Lejal's going to shoot. Rebound almost sitting there. Pretty for Nolan. Pass. Nolan on his forehand. He's going to turn around and shoot. And rebound now behind the net. Duplessis with his back up. Nolan, it's in his skates. Has Duplessis out in front. He's going to backhand it through the slot. Roy, sent back to the middle. The Flyers still with a bunch of sticks being hit. Nolan again had another chance. Nolan is going to get another goal or a beautiful assist one of these days. A great 2 minutes of pressure from these Flyers. It's still 4-3 and a very tight home opener for this team. Lit around by McKinnon. McKinnon gets it back. It's poked off his stick. Duplessis regains possession. Duplessis back for Kitchen. Kitchen works his way in, shoots, and that one's blocked off the body of Baskin. Bezo, pass, deflected off the stick of Greeley and back to McKinnon. The attempted clearance does go to Kitchen. I know, send it back in. McKinnon, first one on it. McKinnon, he's being hounded by McFadden. They sent out Kitchen. Back in, now going down to the 2-minute warning. Bezo for his D partner McKinnon. He'll flick it way high in the air. Almost ended up hitting the roof. And then over to Poland. To the middle, McFadden. Almost hit from Bezo and deflects into the Flyer bench. Down to the last 2 minutes. Flyers up by a score of 4-3. So the Flyers scored the first 3 of the game. It went Duplessis, Dadal, Nolan. Rangers got 2 back quickly. It was Cole and Smith. Flyers got Dadal, got another one to make it 4-2. And Smith tied it up quickly after that, making it 4-3. And that was in the second period. So far, no goals in the third. And the Rangers are going to empty their net. So it's an empty net for the Rangers. It's a 6-on-5. And almost going in. Taken up by Smith. Smithy's pinned up. Sends it behind the net. Or for Casaboom. Turns around. Now flirts with the back of his net. Sent over to McQuaid. Sent up to Stevens. Evan Stevens passing over to McQuaid. McQuaid, a pass to Smith. Here's Allaby. Sees O'Toole. Beautiful saucer pass. O'Toole going to put it to the net. But it gets sent back real quick. Now he's going to shoot for the empty net. This one will go wide, and it'll be icing against the Flyers. Just over a minute left. And it'll be a timeout charged to the Rangers. Minute and 6 left to go. Rangers empty net.
So
4-3
we're here for the
Flyers.
interview, and who are we here with today?
Mateo Roy.
Are you excited to be back on the ice starting a new year?
Yeah, pretty excited. Yeah, I played a lot in the summer though, but it was a pretty exciting game, first game.
During the summer, do you have any other sports that you play, or are you just focused and locked in on hockey only?
Pretty much focused on hockey. A lot of camps, and I coach some kids hockey too. So yeah.
All right, nice. What purpose do you think you serve on the team?
I'm more probably like a defensive D that talks to each others and keep the teammate up. So yep.
What team are you most excited to play this year, and why?
Probably the Hawks, because it's our rivalry and it's a pretty intense game when we play them. And yep.
Yeah, pretty common answer. All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
In the Flyers, a defensive zone. It'll all come down to the wire. There's a shot from O'Toole. It's deflected wide. Allaby. Down goes below the net. And that one's picked up by Robinson. Robinson clears out. Oh, Steve's almost had a chance for the empty net. Coming back in is Stevens. Pass back up, a shot. It's blocked. Steve's didn't know where it was. Here's Dufour. Dufour in, shoots and scores in the empty net. Lucas Dufour is going to add the insurance goal along the empty net. He had 7 goals and 10 assists last year with the Scorpions, playing with many teammates on the team right now. And he had 1 point before this game coming with the against the Rangers in the last game. It's going to be 5-3 Flyers, 38 seconds left to go. Face-off taken by the South. Lewis sends out Steve's going to shoot. Bastion turns it away. Muffet. The pass is going to be a high stick. Steve's going to touch up, and that'll be a whistle. 18 seconds exactly. The face-off is going to be out in the neutral zone next to the Ranger bench. Robinson working his way in. Stick from McKinnon getting a bit up high. Flipped out into the glove of McKinnon. He'll coast around behind his net, and that's the game. It's a Flyers victory, 5-3, your final score from the Uniplex. That'll improve their record, 2-1, 2 wins, both coming against the Rangers. Their only loss coming against the Caps in their first game of the year. Next Flyers game is coming up tomorrow against the Caps. 1:15 start time in the Coliseum. With the next Flyers home game being streamed by MST Saturday, October 26th. Flyers Voyageurs from the Uniplex. 2 o'clock start time next Saturday.
All right, final score at the Uniplex. Dieppe Flyers 5, Southern Rangers 3. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.